I'm eager to chat with you because my transparent life is really poignant. Where did the idea for this film come from for you?
Well, I actually have a friend called Brianna Jade, and we'd been friends for about a year and a half until and I had no idea she was transgender. Then one of my friends said to me, "Is your friend Brianna transgender?" And all of a sudden I was like, wow, yeah, she is. But it was so crazy to see how someone that I just treated like everybody else, because they are just like everybody else, was marginalized and abused and treated differently just because of the gender that they identify as. I really wanted to make a film because I wanted to shine a light on just how ridiculous and how unfair that situation was for her.
Did you then consult with her about maybe how she wanted things to be portrayed in the film and sort of boundaries she thought you should have when it came to exploring topics, or maybe even lights she truly wanted you to explore that you maybe even didn't consider when you were initially thinking of this documentary?
Definitely. Like for me, I wanted to be very sensitive to the topic. I had presumed that transgender people wouldn't really want to talk about like their surgeries or their emotional experiences, etc. But it turned out the deeper I went into the community that they were very eager to share their stories, because I think they wanted people to truly understand what it meant to be trans. I think a lot of the hate and the insults that are thrown against the trans community come from people that are ignorant to what it really means to be trans. So I figured if we could at least educate people on what it really means to be trans, and the fact that it isn't a choice to transition from one sex to another, it's something that's so deeply ingrained in these people's psyches. I thought maybe that would help public perception to shift a little.
Then what particular challenges did you face when you were sort of crafting this documentary? Was it really really respecting Brianna's boundaries or the trans community boundaries, or was it even writing things up of how you wanted to plan things out to shoot and things like that? Since it is, I'm sure, I'm not sure your budget for this one.
Oh, the budget was very low. We spent $66,000 on the whole movie. And I love that it got nominated for an Emmy. And we were at the Emmys with all of these enormous companies that spent $10 million on their films. It really meant that this story resonated with people at the Television Academy. You know, it wasn't about quality of production, it was about the story. So that was amazing. But Brianna actually introduced me to two people, Jesse and Stacy, and they were the two people that we followed and we profiled throughout the movie. And I asked them at the beginning of the movie, how deep do you want to go? You know, because I want to be respectful of your boundaries. And both of them said, we want to go all the way. If we're going to do this, we're going to do it completely, otherwise there's just no point. So we really learned about their childhoods and when they first realized that they were born in the wrong body, and we spoke to their families and their friends, and it was a real emotional roller coaster. Stacy even allowed us to come into the operating theater when she had her gender affirming surgery. So I asked them after we made the movie, why did you let me do that? Like, that was a lot. And they said, because like if we don't tell the story, then this disinformation is just going to keep going on and on and on and on. So they kind of fell on the sword for the rest of the community. You know?
That's so wonderful.
Yes.
We talked about you shooting in the operating room. Were there other scenes in particular that were maybe difficult for you to film as far as permission or as far as even lighting or maybe things of that nature, a day where it turned out more difficult than you had initially thought it would be to shoot a particular scene?
Well, that scene was particularly intense to film, because first, like, as filmmakers we were like, oh my god, she's going to let us come in there, and then, oh my god, the doctors have agreed, like, so we were high on this filmmaking buzz, forgetting about what we were actually going to be doing. But then when you're in the operating theater and you're watching Stacy, who's now become a close friend of mine, watching her taking the anesthesia and passing out and looking like she's dead on the operating table, and then actually seeing her being laser cut open and smelling like the flesh burning and then seeing inside your friend, um, that was not at all what I was kind of like expecting. So it was really confronting. But it was good too because it really made me realize the serious commitment that these people had made to this film, you know, and that's why I think we turned it into such a masterpiece because we just wanted to honor them the way they honored us by letting us make this film.
They are very raw and very open about their lives, which I'm sure you've heard so much feedback from the film. What are
Mm.
some comments that people truly have expressed to you that hold so much of a meaning to you?
The biggest thing with it is like I had no idea how hard it was for someone to transition. Everybody just kind of had this perception, and because this is how we were brought up in the 80s and 90s, that a transgender person was a dirty old man that had gone into his wife's cupboard and was wearing her underwear and her high heels. You know, this was the picture that had been painted for us for so many years. And so I really wanted to dispel that myth. And that happened. That's what people come and tell me. They're like, we had no idea. We thought they just felt a type of way and so they decided to do this. They had no idea about the pain and the struggle and the hormones and the injections and the appointments and the surgeries. Like, you know, I walked away from that movie thinking no one would ever choose this path. You know, it's not a choice that anyone would want to make. It's too much. You know, transgender people are the bravest people I know.
1,000% agree. This film, as I said, was very poignant and touching and so special to get to explore these lives. And it must mean so much to you that people have just received it so well. And what did it mean to you to get an Emmy nomination for this film?
Oh my God. Like it's crazy because honestly, it was just the most shocking thing. Like, what? You know, what? It's but also on the flip side of that, you know, like imposter syndrome, we knew we had made something special. You know, when you like, I don't like watching movies that I'm in. I mean, I'm in about like over 20 movies now. I've got several TV shows I've been in. You know, I'm on TV all the time. I never watch my own stuff ever. I hate it. No one likes to see themselves on camera, you know. But this one I watched 5 times, you know, and every time I watch it, I cry. I cry like a baby. So there's something in that, you know. There's obviously something about truth and rawness that's so beautiful and that touches us so deeply, you know. And that's what this movie brought.
Serena, you're an actress, a producer, a director, a matchmaker. What are, I think I've run out of fingers at this point to count what it is you do. How do you manage all these incredible aspects of your life? How do you balance them all, I should say?
Well, I guess I mean, I'm a Aquarian, and so we're this crazy species where we have these dreams all the time, and then we have this mad idea that these dreams can actually come true if we actually pursue them. So I've always kind of been like that. Like if I have a dream and if it really feels as though it's going to add value to this world, then I'll pursue it until it either becomes a huge success or it fails dismally, leaving me penniless, you know. So I'm not a matchmaker anymore. I just basically make film. But my big news is that I just opened up my own distribution company called Ad Astra Distribution, which I'd love to tell you a little story about now if you have some time.
Yes, that was going to be my next question
Sure.
for you. I'd
So
love to hear about Ad Astra. I think it's such an incredible endeavor for you.
thank you. And ad astra, for those that don't know, is Latin for to the stars because we like taking things to the stars. So basically, I'm a film producer, and when you're a film producer, you need a distributor to distribute your films. They're the people that go and get it on Amazon and Netflix and Apple and everywhere else. Producers aren't allowed to approach those people, so the distributors do it for you. So I had signed up with a distributor and given them My Transparent Life and lots of other movies I was making. I make a lot of movies in the UFO, ET, paranormal kind of genre. Anyway, they had my beautiful movie, My Transparent Life, and it wasn't making any sales. It wasn't getting picked up anywhere. And so I rang them and I'm like, you know, what's going on? Like, what's happening with my movie? Why aren't we making any sales? Why isn't anyone distributing this thing? And they told me that it's not a very good movie. and not many people are interested in the transgender community. And you know, you should just be happy that it's up and it's on a few platforms, and you know, it is what it is. That's what they told me. And then it got nominated for an Emmy. And so that's sort of got me thinking, okay, there's something wrong with this whole distribution world, a corporate world where distributors have millions of movies, well, hundreds of thousands of movies in their catalog, and they take on board anything they can, and then they just, you know, they don't really exploit it or do the job they promised to do for other people. So I decided, no, I've had enough of this. I'm going to open my own distribution company because I'm sick of being treated so badly. As producers, you pour your heart and your soul into a movie and all of your money, everything you have, everything you own to make a movie. And then to have somebody mishandle it is just the worst injustice in the world. So I launched Ad Astra. And I went and told all of my filmmaking friends about it. And all of them happened to be very disgruntled with their distributors as well. And so over the course of the last 3 months, they've all jumped over and started working with my company, Ad Astra. So it's very exciting times for us. It's the first ever distribution company that's made by producers for producers. And we're really hoping that it's going to, you know, going to the stars.
And you have Gel Bay as well. Have you been busy working on some new products for your beauty line?
Well, I mean, nails are just so huge at the moment. Initially, when we launched Gel Bay, it was because it was COVID and you couldn't go and get your nails done anymore. So we wanted to figure out a way people could have nice long nails at home. And that's where Gel Bay was born, because you can do your own nails at home. But now we've pivoted over to doing polishes instead of long nails, because as you can see at the moment, the trends in nails have really shifted. So people are going a little bit more natural, but a little bit more crazy. So yeah, we're always innovating new, exciting colors and shades and things like that for the brand. Some people think that it's superficial, but for me, I don't know. Like, I think it's an extension of your femininity and your identity.
You feel
Um,
so much better when your nails are done. It's like it's a
yeah,
confidence booster you need sometimes. I think that people just think it's like a frivolity that you just spend some money on because you want to, look nice or whatever. No, it really changes your mood.
it really does. And it also, even if you're looking scruffy, it makes you look put together, because at least your nails are good. Like if someone looks at them, they're like, well, she's a nice, you know, hygienic, well put together character. At least that's what I tell myself. But yeah, they're a bit of fun, and we love Gel Bay too because it is 100% vegan, which is so important to make sure we keep protecting our planet and the beautiful animals that live here with us.
So what's next for you? I know you have the Marfa Lights, which is here to premiere in February. What else have you been busy working on?
Oh my God. I am doing the craziest thing tomorrow, actually. So if you actually Google Serena DC alien mummies right now, you'll see that last week we broke the biggest story around the world. So I don't know if you've heard of these mummies that they found in Peru that they believe are extraterrestrial. Check them out. But basically, there was a cave digger recently found a cave in Peru. And when he opened the cave, he found that there were over 100 mummies inside, mummified bodies inside, and they were mummified bodies of what appear to be extraterrestrial beings. Okay, so a huge press conference was held in Mexico in Congress, where they announced, you know, we've got these mummies, we've done all of these tests on them, and they don't appear to be human, and we don't know what they are or where they're from. And so last week I was in Mexico and I actually saw these mummies for the first time. And tomorrow I go to Peru, where we're going to a science lab with all of these huge scientists from all around the world to watch an alien autopsy, where they're going to basically do an autopsy on this creature and try and extract its DNA and work out its true origins. So just a normal weekend, you know. What are you doing?
Oh, just, catching up on some sleep, hanging at home, and you're out.
Right. I'm seeing an
No,
aliens
that's
and
boring. You have an alien
autopsy.
autopsy to
I
attend.
know. So it's going to be so crazy. I'm so excited to do it because, you know, there's a huge chance that they're not real, that it's just some, you know, like someone's made this critter or whatever. But there is a chance that it is real. And if it is real, what that means for the world is just insane. So I'm along for on the ride. So we're making a movie about it. It's called the Nazca Alien Autopsies, which will be out around April, I think. And at the moment, we don't know what the ending of the movie is going to be. So it could be the greatest hoax we've ever seen, or it could be the greatest discovery of all of mankind. So stay tuned for that one.
I feel that's this perfect national, like, geographic something to explore, Discovery Network, I should say,
Right.
because they have Expedition Unknown and the Ghost Hunters and all those beautiful things. So we'll see what Ad Astra can make manifest.
Yes, exactly.
What would you like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of the incredible work you do, whether it's on our screen, whether it's behind our screen, whether it's beauty products, whether it's matchmaking, whether I run out of fingers again, Serena.
Well, for all of my viewers, I would just want to say thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for having a curious mind. I'm trying my best to find the strangest and most unusual stories that I can explore so that I can share my discoveries with you. And always feel free to DM me on my Instagram. I am Serena DC, to let me know if you've discovered anything weird or crazy that you'd like me and my team to go and explore. And also just to remember to always follow your dreams, because if you don't follow your dreams, then there is no progress and we just keep on living in caves.
To the stars.
To the stars, babe. Thank you so much.